Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Fun with Whole Foods. And with Thanksgiving coming up next month, I thought I'd share with you all a vegan pumpkin pie recipe. And my one, I've made it using my vegan gluten-free pastry that I've linked. I'll try and put in a link for the video. If you're following this from the blog page, then I'll hyperlink it in the ingredients list. So if you're not following my recipe, you want your own pastry case ready. So this is blind baked, it's only about half baked, and it's just gone golden around the edges, and that's ready to be filled. So we're now going to do the filling, and I need a spoon. Welcome to another week of how disorganised I am. Oh. Alright, so pumpkin, canned pumpkin. I use Baking Buddy, I find it at Sainsbury's. If you've just carved a pumpkin for Halloween, then by all means puree that pumpkin. I presume you cook it first. I've not really looked into it, to be honest. And use that. But you want 1 cup of pumpkin puree. So don't get a sugar-filled pumpkin pie mix. You can add your own sugar if you want sugar. So 1 cup pumpkin puree, which I've measured out into the cup and I can't get out of the cup again. Woohoo! And this isn't quite the entire can. As you can see, I've still got about 1/3 of the can there, which is perfect for whipping up some pumpkin spice lattes or saving for next week when we're going to have some pumpkin spice protein pancakes. So it just gives you a little bit over. Or you can use it for the pumpkin spice keto cheesecakes. Then, you know, if you've got both a vegan and a keto person with you, 2 recipes, 1 can of pumpkin. So then we're going to add our liquid. So we're going to use coconut cream. We want 1/2 cup of coconut cream. Squidge, 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 squidge. Which I like the one from Sainsbury's because it's just beautiful. And then dairy out milk of choice. I use almond milk because that's what I always have in. And you want 1/2 cup of that. So if you want to make this a bit lighter, you could use a whole cup of milk instead of the coconut cream. But come on, it's pumpkin pie for the holidays. Relax a little. You want about a teaspoon, but I've only got 1 teaspoon measure, so I'm just going to squidge, of yacon syrup or maple syrup or any syrup of choice. You can increase it a bit if you want it a bit sweeter, but it's sweet enough. You can always sprinkle a bit of sugar on the top afterwards, or have sweetened whipped cream or vegan whipped cream with it. Teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Just, again, it's quite a sweet spice, so that'll help as well. And then we're going to start heating that up on the hob. So obviously your normal pumpkin, if I can get my words to work, that would be amazing. Your normal pumpkin pie is a sort of an egg custard, really. It's a custard pie made with lots of pumpkin in it. So we want this to end up setting with that bit of a wobble, and you know, sometimes it's slightly cracked on the top depending on how evenly it's cooked, but you want that sort of little wobble custardy base with it. So there's a couple of ways to achieve that. The first, when I started developing this recipe, I used Dr. Oetker veggie gel to set it, which does claim to be suitable for vegans on it as well. That really upset my stomach. I've been wondering for quite a while now what thickening agent it is that upsets my stomach. and it looks like it's probably the locust bean gum that they use to set it. So if you want to use that, 'cause that's easier to get hold of it over here, you can buy it in most supermarkets. You just want to use 1 sachet of veggie gel, and you heat this up, and then you sprinkle it on top, mix it through, wait for it to start thickening, and you basically use it the same way you do this. But what I then did was I ordered agar agar, which is also vegetarian, suitable for vegans, and I've been using this to set, and I just use 1 teaspoon. I'll sprinkle it in when our pie filling starts to get hot. I'm not sure if you can see it, just did a little Vesuvius eruption. Sprinkle it in, stir it in, and you just keep heating it up until it starts to thicken a little bit. But yeah, you've got a couple of options, but you want a vegan setting agent that will happily go into an oven. So Dr. Oetker veggie gel works, and agar agar powder works. I've not tried anything else, to be honest. I didn't know what else to try. So see that sort of custardy type texture. And then I'm going to take our filling, take our pie case. I'm going to pour it in. I'm just going to smooth off the top. And this, you can see it fills up basically to the top of the pie case. Right. Then we're going to pop that into the oven for approximately half an hour at gas mark 6. Yeah, and it will change texture again in the oven and it'll set. And you might get the typical cracked top that you would get with ordinary non-vegan pumpkin pie, but it depends a little bit. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't with the vegan version. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and I'll see you back here in around 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. I forgot to set a timer, so I can't be exact. And it's time to get pumpkin pie out of the oven. I'm being very careful because I've burnt myself on the stove already. Get it out. And as I said last time, sometimes it cracks a lot, sometimes it doesn't. You can see some little cracks around the edge. It's quite wobbly. And you can see the pastry's caught a little bit around the edge. But what you want to do is you want to leave that until it is completely cold, which at least 2 hours, and then it'll be fully set and ready to go. So I hope you enjoy, and that's a lovely vegan alternative for the traditional pumpkin pie for your Thanksgiving table this year.